as I kept on climbing, when it came to my platinum, I started to realize, as far as with the amount of sets that I was accumulating, I was like, man, I got this many sets when it came to Frost, Ember, Loki, because I didn't want to make the mistake at the time back then when it came to the prime Warframes coming into the game, and I was like, okay, I got 10, I got 10, I got 10. Where I know I was like, man, I could have been farming much more, so that the more sets I had, I'd be like, yo, I could have just straight up binge in the trade and just ransacked all of the sets that I had in there so I could get more bang for my buck. So I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna do that again. Then comes Saryn, Trinity. Trinity at the time was still pulling, but Saryn was on a different level, because once Saryn Prime came into the game, chassis, her blueprint, seeing how strong Saryn was, she still is strong. Trinity, abating length, stripping off armor, all that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something right here with these. And when you go from 25k, 50k, people starting to notice and starting to take notes as far as what you're doing. So like, you know what? I was like, man, I'm gonna grind these damn sets. I don't know how much I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna keep on grinding them until they're out of the game. And lo and behold, I was like, yo, I didn't think I had this much until I checked at the number, but I hit 90 sets on my Saryn, and I was 85 sets with Trinity. And I was like, yo, I could push 100 with these. Because I just go back and forth. Go a little bit of Saryn, a little bit of Trinity, a little bit of Saryn, a little bit of Trinity. Next thing you know, I had 120 sets of Saryn and Trinity each. I was able to sell Saryn Prime, all 120 of them, basically on an average of 350 to 400 platinum. That was for Saryn. Trinity was at least 300, 350. Even if I go like 200 and change, fine. But if I could just stay along those lines of 300, I'll be good. And that's where the bulk of my platinum came from early at the start. Saryn and Trinity were the catalyst for me. And when I go into my clan, and I be bringing some guys along when it comes to like, yo, we grinding, we farming and stuff. Like, yo, you want to farm some Saryns right quick? I want to see if we can get some Saryns right quick. And they were like, yo, Jay, come on over, man. Take me along, man. Take me along. And I'm like, all right, no problem. Like, yo, Rich, you want to come along? Marlon, you want to come along? Barkus, yo, wake your ass up, Barkus. Yo, we about to get some Saryns up in here. He'd be like, huh? Bring Barkus over and whatnot. And not only was I helping myself, but I was helping them as well, too. They knew what I was doing, but I don't think they knew as far as with the long-term effects, as far as with me making them ramsack all these Saryns, these Trinities. And it was like, by the time all this was over, them guys had at least 20 to 25 sets each. Marcus stayed in there a little bit longer. Richie stayed in there a little bit longer. So I'm just gonna go off of the top of my head. They may have had at least over 30 to 35 sets of Saryn and Trinity each. Now they may have been going after other frames as well, but the focus, as far as within that time period, because Saryn and Trinity was pulling so much, it's like, yo, we gotta go after these frames first. And everything else will be a second, third, and fourth priority. And then next thing you know, it's like, man, Richie in the chat selling his Saryns, Marcus, people in the clan, they were just going in there selling and selling. They'll see me, we just be bumping into each other in the trade. I'm like, yo, I'll go right here. Like, yo, this and this, I'm selling Saryn, this and this. And then Trinity, I'm selling Saryn and Trinity for this price. Then I see Richie in there. I'm like, yo, like, let's go. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? Y'all got North America. Let me switch over. I'll go over to the Europe side. See if I can grab people over there as well. Whoever wants Saryn and Trinity. And it was just a crazy, crazy time in the trade when it came to Saryn and Trinity, just because of how much sets I had. And to go from 25 all the way to 50k, people were starting to wonder, like, yo, this man is doing this on the PS4. He's doing this on PlayStation. He's not even doing this on PC. Now, hell, if I was still over on the PC, I would have had more. But, hell, I'm on PlayStation. I'm doing all this. And it's like, yo, this guy's at 50k. People were starting to wonder, like, yo, at this pace, he could legit break 100k. I'm just trying to see how far I could push this thing. And many more people were pushing me, supporting me. They was like, yo, you gotta go, Jay. You gotta go, Coach. You gotta go all the way, Jay. You gotta go all the way, Jay. You gotta keep going, bruh. And some people just don't understand as far as how much time it takes just being in the trade chat, not just being in there, but it all depends on who you run into. You could run into somebody and be like, yo, I'm selling Saryn. And a whole bunch of offers will start popping up out of nowhere. Some of them offers will be good, some will be great, and some will be like, what the hell? Like, dude, this is Saryn. That's all they put down. 120. I've seen as high as 600-700. I'm like, ooh. That's like once in a blue moon for Saryn where you see somebody want Saryn for that much. But on a normal basis, it was like same 300, same 350, or Trinity. It could be 250, 300, 275, 260. Along those ranges you'll keep getting. And it's like, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. But to bring all of this like whole, man, like at that time, Saryn and Trinity was just the main thing that people were going after, and on top of that, wanting to get, because Saryn was at the peak of her powers, even with the changes, the reworks, and all of this stuff. It's like you could only do but so much with Saryn, and it's like you just have to come to the realization that Saryn is just strong, period. No matter what it is that you do to her. The only thing you can do is to change her abilities completely. Give her brand new abilities. That's the only way you'll be able to mess with Saryn. Only way. Because she's toxin. Alright? But as far as with all the sets that I have no more Saryn sets. No more. As far as with Trinity, I may have like one or two. But I sold all about 120 Saryns and all about 120 Trinity sets at that time. All of them. I did not want to bother with them anymore because I was just sick and tired of seeing all of these sets because I wanted them gone. But having a helmet, a blueprint, and all that stuff here and there, of course you will get those every time and time again when you're running with randoms. But at the end of the day, man, I was like, whoo, man. Those were the catalysts, man. And later on, when you hit a certain number, people start to be like, oh, crap. There'll be a special person or group of people coming at you and you don't even know who they are. They'll just introduce themselves out of the blue. Like, oh, man, I know you. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Oh, you play on that console? No, what's up, man? I don't know.